Good afternoon. This is a follow-up video to the sales meeting I did the other day where we talked about the difference between good business practices and what we call only business practices. When I think about it, it's really a neat idea to be doing even one thing that I could say no one else is doing this. I am the only one in my industry doing this thing. That is what an only business practice is. Many people want to compete. They want to be good at what they do. They want to be considered one of the best. But as Grant Cardone in the book, The 10X Rule, talks about, be someone willing to do something that no one else is willing to do. To be putting yourself out there in a way where you can define yourself as dominating your industry. So I put together in that sales meeting a little contest for people to tell me the things that they think would qualify as only business practices. And I've consolidated the answers and come up with what I think are probably the 10 best answers that as a group they came up with. So I'm going to share those with you. I'm going to share the 10 things they came up with, the 10 best things they came up with, and at least you can take the time to consider those. Number 1, be spiritually alive. Now, I thought this was a good thing that someone wrote down for a number of different reasons. First off, I don't think any of us can truly say that we are always spiritually alive. Certainly, we have some days that are better than others, some moments that are better than others. But what we can do is seek spiritual aliveness on a daily basis. And so went ahead and put that as part of this list. Number 2, talk to and study successful people on a daily basis. I thought even about myself. You know, I read books on success. I study success principles. I am into success. But do I talk to and study a successful person in person on a daily basis? Not every day. So certainly that's something that I like and I could pay attention to. Practice until I dominate my presentation. Now, that's kind of a neat idea. Do you practice your presentation to the point of perfection, to the point of domination? I don't know anyone that does, so that would definitely put you in the only category if you were truly practicing your presentation to the point of domination. Study Villa University 2 hours a day. Now, many people put on their list study Villa University, but even if you studied every day, you'd probably be in the only category. But someone willing to study Villa University 2 hours on a daily basis would without question put themselves in that only category. Know where every resort in the Interval International book is. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine knowing where every single property in the II book is, knowing details and having studied every single resort in the book? That would definitely put you in the only category. Let's see here. Study the ins and outs of every department in the company, including the VLO department and the OPC, the marketing department. So this person put, study the ins and outs of every aspect of the Villa Group and the timeshare business. That's certainly something, even myself, after 20 years of doing this, I can't say that I know every single detail of every department. So that would definitely put you in that only category. 1 hour of sales role play on a daily basis. Wow, imagine that technique. Imagine studying and role playing with other salespeople or family or friends. In other words, sitting down. The cool thing about role playing is that when you role play, you're actually physically doing the presentation. You're not just reading. When you're speaking it, that makes a huge difference. You can record that, listen back to yourself. So this person said to do that on a daily basis for at least an hour. I don't know anybody doing that. So that would put you in the only category. Videotape my own client and member testimonials. So imagine if every time you had someone purchase at the button-up, You did a little short video where you got them on tape telling you why they purchased, why they were happy, maybe even what they were nervous about the day before, and then you had those tapes and you could use them in your sales presentation. I've seen a lot of member testimonials. I've never seen anybody do it with a brand new client at the button-up and have those people talking about the experience of having buyer's remorse and what it was like, even when they return, how happy they were. There's, I think, a good tool there that we can all learn from. Let's see here. Let me pull these back up. Let's see here. Practice sales visualization 1 hour every day. So here's someone that wrote down to really, we all know the value of visualization, the value of affirmation, the value of really putting yourself in a position of confidence in what you do. But for someone to be willing to spend an hour on a daily basis visualizing, many of these concepts are not in and of themselves only practices, but they become only practices when you're willing to put the amount of time that these people are describing into them. Imagine spending an hour on a daily basis, every day, day in and day out, visualizing your success, visualizing your presentation, visualizing picking your couple up, taking them through the tour, hitting every step that you know you need to hit, pulling the credit card, calling for the owner's package, picking up your paycheck, seeing the amount of money that you made, visualizing the entire process. Imagine doing that for an hour every day. That would put you in that only category. So we have covered Be Spiritually Alive, Talk to and Study Successful People, Practice Until I Dominate My Presentation, Study Villa University for 2 hours a day, Know Where Every Resort in the II book is, Study the Ins and Outs of Every Department, 1 hour of role playing, videotape my own client testimonials. The cool thing about videotaping your own is that you can have them say your name in them, which would make them personal. Very different than a normal client testimonial. Practice sales visualization for an hour every day. And the last one that they put in here was to read a book on sales every single month. For 1 year, have read and studied a book on sales every month for an entire year, 12 books. So that is the 10th thing that I'm going to share with you that they wrote down. I think all 10 of those are valuable things. I think if anyone really truly picked one of those and actually did it for an entire, whatever it be, a year, 6 months, said, okay, I'm going to commit to this for, well, heck, try a week. Let's see if you could really spend an hour studying visualization every single day for a week. That would not be an easy task. Or 2 hours of Villa University every single day for a month. That would not be an easy task. I guarantee anyone that really does these 10 things, or even one of them, is going to automatically put themselves in that top group. If you can do 2 or 3 of them, truly do them, you definitely have the opportunity to dominate your business. And what a feeling that is. The feeling of knowing that I'm dominating my industry. I am the best of the best. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed hearing those things and that you got some value out of that. But more importantly, go out and put it to work. Make it happen for yourself, and you will see the results. Anyway, have a good afternoon.